Welcome back, welcome back. I'm gonna have to talk fast because I'm running out of battery. Part 1. Satan is a woman. Now, I've actually wrote about this and, did all the tallying up of why I believe this. And I'm gonna try to use my memory, which is not gonna be as good as that paper. The reasons why I believe the spirit of Satan is a woman. Now, I like to throw in there before I do this, because if I get to finish the video, I'm going to throw it in there. Everything they taught us is in reverse. Now, this is what made me even come up with this concept. And that woman I just played, the Big Mama or whatever, and she's talking about Mama Earth and all of that. Same thing she was saying. And she even brought it up in one of her videos because, like I say, when somebody starts saying some knowledge, I'm going right to your channel and I'm watching everything. So she brought up the concept of Satan's a woman. And I said, wow, she's one of the first people I've seen in a long time that said this, that actually makes me feel something. So let's go. To me, Satan's a woman because everything has an opposite, yin and yang, right? The opposite is usually the enemy, but that's because we live on this world of whatever the fuck happened. And the Lord that I serve, he's not about that. See, the Lord that I serve is above yin and yang. The things I believe that we call gods are yin and yang. The Father, the real Lord, is the force behind them, right? Now, that force behind them is not male or female. It is the energies of both. That's why it can create both. That's why anything under him needs the other one to create. There's no creation story where gods or whatever don't create using other opposite yin and yang of themselves. Period. Now, that made me believe and start thinking what I just said. Satan got to be a woman because I matched it to what I see women do. When we live in a world where women are not allowed to rule at all. And that's the same way it is in the book with the Lord. And it's like weird because like I said, when Satan first challenged the Lord, the thing he said was, I could be like him. Period. What are women trying to be like now? Men? After he showed her that he couldn't be like him, because he said, look into the fire and don't evaporate. Walk through the fire like me and don't evaporate. And I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to none of that. Prove you're like me and do what I can do. Fuck all that creating. I know you can't create shit anyway, on your own. And I want you to do what I did, though. Walk through this fire. Show me that you're more powerful than I. Because I made this eternal fire that evaporates even the gods, my babies. So prove you're better than me. Now, that's the problem men and women are having right now, is the eternal beef of man versus woman. And who should be in charge. Now, my philosophy is neither one of us should be in charge. The law is in charge. The Lord. Because, whoever follows it the best, that's the person that should be in charge. Now, soon as that happened, she gets demoted to the garden, right? And I'm only talking about bad women, I'm not talking about good women. But when you reverse it, this is what I mean. You got to be smart to keep up with me. What's the first thing an evil woman does when she breaks up with a man and that man proves I run shit and I'm gonna do whatever I want and I'm the breadwinner? There's nothing you can do. Hit the bricks, hit the streets. I don't care. I don't want you no more. You want to act up? You want to do what you want to do? Go out there with them then. And if you had kids with her, what's the most commonly known thing? She attacks your kids, she abuses your kids, she tells your kids you ain't shit. Ain't that what Satan did and told the children, you could be like daddy? The same thing that got his or her cast down in the crib with the little niggas. Now, ain't that so? Like, truth is what I see, and no one can lie to me. I know women do this, and I know men do this. Now, we're wrong though for overpowering a woman and throwing them away with your children. But a woman's bad too for, if she does, y'all know what I mean, y'all smart. Sound the horns. So, then I went on to when, the spirit of Satan got casted down, nobody even gets the fucking reality of it got to rule the earth now. It wanted Adam's kingdom and it got it. And now we got to deal with the fucking thing. Because I always hear people say, why would a loving God put the serpent down in the garden and then put the serpent down on earth with you? Because you obeyed it. You believed it. So now that's your God. It's just like a man would do a woman. Oh, you want to roll with them niggas now? I can't stop you from leaving. I can't make you believe that I'm that dude. Now go with them now. And when they do you dirty, you gonna know who daddy is, right? See, I understand that being a man and not controlling a woman through force of material love or financial gain. See, none of those things can make a woman stay. Just like, because free will, and same thing goes for men. And that's what made me think like this. Because I'm like, all right, this spirit of the Lord seems to be a man. Because it handles things like a man. And like I said, we're in a gender war now, so why wouldn't it be a spiritual gender war? Now, as of, what's the first thing Satan did when it came down here? Started using the children of the Lord to make its own children and create all new animals, and it wanted to do everything that the Lord did. You see, yin and yang, you created this, and I think I'm better or equal, so I'm gonna go create what I want. But I can't create the shit without the things you created. So, let me borrow those little niggas for you, bro. Let me borrow your children real quick to make my own children. Get it? Now, many other little things. Because when you think of the nature, like when you read about spirits in the Bible and all other books, and you learn about their powers and the things they do, what do? They always hover over people and woo, get you scared and shit. They talk to people, they run their mouth. They run. More spirits run their mouth and get people to harm themselves than them actually throwing people around the room and fucking slamming people. Why? Because if they were, we would all believe they're real, because we'd see people getting slammed up all the time and we'd be like, you know what I mean? But if you are getting whispered in your ear, or you're getting your vibration, all it gotta do is make you afraid. Once you're afraid, now it can be near you and make you have more fear. What's a bully do? Make you scared, and then once it sees it, it makes you more scared, and then you believe what it is, and then you harm yourself. Get it? What do men do when they want to harm somebody? They punch you in the fucking face. You know what I mean? Man didn't take over the world talking. That's how it starts. But when the nitty gritty comes down, action has to happen, right? So I say that to say this. Just like the yin and yang thing I just explained, makes me think the other side's they have nothing to create on. It's just like the same thing when we talk about like the white people, and I keep hearing about how like Oh, they have no history. They have no history. And it's the same thing with like the angels and the gods. You need the people before you, or you ain't gonna have it. You can't. There's no, because you're not the one. You're not. You can't just make things. You gotta use what's there and then manipulate it, and then boom, you get something sort of new. No, you just called it something else. Yin and yang. Now, that makes me really start to believe, like all the things that I believe in, and how I say the Father is really a spirit, and that it's not a man. I believe truly, when I found the Creator, I didn't have a name. I said Creator, the Father of all creation, the thing that made everything. Now, the more and more I keep diving into other people's religions and pantheons and all these things, I keep seeing they have the same thing. And it always keeps going back to this great light, this great source. No matter where I look, I'm going to show you that. I've already shown you with the Greek mythology and the Egyptian stuff and all the other stuff that I keep showing about other religions. They always have a dude in the background, and the gods that he made, the sons of the one, they're the gods that people pray to. That's the thing that we think is the higher power, but there's a source behind them. And the gods get to create man, and they get to do things on the reality that the Father, the one, the great mother and father. See, the thing I believe in, I keep saying it, it has all energies. It is the energy. It is everything. That's the one thing that connects all living beings, is the energy. That's what makes a man able to have a feminine nature and a masculine nature, but you have a penis. That's what makes a woman can be manly and feminine and have a vagina and still be sexy as hell. It's all in the order of what you're putting it towards. Get it? There aren't manly women out here that are unattractive and men don't like them. No, there are. There are a lot of, like, I'm a dude, I find this year, like when I went on Instagram, and I'm seeing all this new women actually taking care of themselves thing and not just the fat ass thing. I started seeing so many more muscular women and not no super bodybuilders. They look muscular, like Xena the Warrior Princess, and what you know, like they big, but they ain't. You don't see all muscles. They still have that fluff, that curve, that softness to them. You can see their strength, but you can see their softness. Now, perfect. Nah, I ain't gonna put her out there like that. She's a perfect example of. Anyway, I find myself attracted to those type of women, like, a lot now, more than the woman that is like, you know, the girly type with the nice body. It's not that she doesn't work out or nothing, but she ain't the gym chick. You know what I'm saying? We all know the difference between the gym chick and a chick that looks really good. You know what I mean? She just naturally, she's skinny or whatever, but she ain't earning it. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean, though. It's because I embrace myself. I know who I am. And the more, sound the horns long range, the more and more I embraced who I was. And I was like, yo, dog, you're real. You go hard, but you soft, dog. You love. You different than most men. Like, your love is extra. And that's what gets you in trouble, because dudes think you soft. So, you know, my father had me on a David, learning David in the early Levi days and how they wasn't pussy. And all the love and all that shit that I hear about, that's their later days, after they was dealing with the raw. They was dealing with that gang. They was getting busy. And that's when I realized, oh, that's why you liked all this stuff. That's why you stuck up for people at an early age. But you never hit the gym. You never, but why? Because you're more of a thinker. You're not worrying about, you don't need to get buff. Dudes ain't, I'm still here, ain't I? Dudes don't be trying to come at me. Why? Because this is the strongest muscle you can ever have. You could be skinny and still hit a dude with 5 pounds of pressure and knock them out. You could be a 5-year-old kid and knock out a grown man if you have 5 pounds of pressure in your punch. And then I'm not tough. I'm not trying to box you, dog. Ken and Ryu, Street Fighter. There ain't no rules. Anyway, this is not what that's about. But it is what it's about, because it's the activation of yin and yang within myself, which leads me to the highest self of combining it and becoming one, which leads me back to saying that's what my father is. He's both. So why don't we have to achieve the sides of masculinity and femininity? Why is it that it's always leans to one side or the other? This is why I like my own stuff and what I believe in, and I like using the Bible as the strongest reference because it has a lot of the things that I talk about in it, and it speaks of all these mysteries that other books don't, or maybe they do and I ain't get the, you know what I mean? Because the Lord put me where he got me representing a part of the knowledge that he needs me to represent. I'm not supposed to know all things and teach all things. That's what the Lord can do. But you know, that's what he has us for. I don't believe anybody's wrong anymore. I realize everybody's right in their little faiths and everything. It's just nobody's seeing the deeper picture behind things. And even myself, like I just said, I don't know everything. I'm just here to teach whatever it is that what I've learned in my journeys. This is why I teach it the way I do. This is why I go cool cartoons and the Valor and the Vikings and the old legend stories. But you don't see me talking about trying to live like back then. You know what I mean? I want to blend back then with what we got now. Because we would have cleaner water. We would have clean air. And it's not just the way we do things and carry ourselves. It's combining the technology we have now with the old ways of living. Sound the horns. That would make us the great world that everybody swears they want to live in. And then the greatest thing, I always keep saying my father preaches, separation. Is the yin and yang together? Or is it in one circle that has a line through it separating them? And then both of them have the sprinkle of the other, a dot, on the other one. Wouldn't that mean everyone from the yin side may not agree with everyone on there, and that some people from the other side, they may not agree with the people over there, so at least 1% is going to go over there and 1% is going to be over there, but they're not originally from that side. Oh, because they embrace themselves and they understand both sides, and the dots are the leaders of the side, but it ain't the leader. You get it? You get it? The dark side's running the light side, but the light side's running the dark side is basically what I'm saying. You see how this, when you have to think twistedly, because your enemy programs you to think one way, and you start realizing all I need to do is do the opposite of what everything they want me to do, they're gonna tell me do this, and that's bad for me, so I need to think and do opposite. See, that's what got me further with finding the Lord and getting into these mysteries. Because when you think like this, your mind's yin and yang. You'll listen to one story and you take it the way they say it, and then you put the twist on it, and you be like, all right, where's the lie at? Where's the part where they're being biased? That's why I know, sound the horns. That's what makes me the lie detector test, because my Lord made me study so much about so many different things that there's just something that whenever they may not even try to be being misleading people, they like myself, I see videos about myself saying certain things, and then now I'm saying these things, and I'm like, it kind of goes against what you say, but no, it doesn't. I know I can't, if I would have came out here and talk about Great Spirit and everything, and then talk about the Bible and the Lord sitting on a throne, and then me say that's not the real Lord, you people wouldn't know what the fuck. You think I'm making shit, sound the horns. You would think I'm blaspheming the Bible. But then I would have to break down the very first fucking page to you when it emits my Father's consciousness itself, and he made light come. And then he created images, solid things. So whatever he was first is the original, right? That's his first form's the original. That's the source. And it seems like the scientists say the Big Bang happened. So all this energy we now and see now, there's a single point in space where that energy is coming from. Wouldn't you call it daddy? Queen? The source of everything? Get it? This is why my father, I'm a man, so I'm going to say he's a man. Women, now I understand why women, people back in the day or whatever had these cults, or anyone has cults of saying God's a woman. I've always had a problem with that. Always in my whole life. And as I grow in knowledge now I don't have a problem with saying that, because I understand. My father made women angels, women gods, and he sent those down to men when we needed to not be aggressive morons. Sound the horns. Get it? Just like I hear people say a lot of the books leave out women and oppress them. Not in the stories that I'm reading. In the stories that I'm reading and learning about, women are the only reason the Bible got continued, is because the brave women that put in the work, the prophetess, and these women that I never heard about because the church won't talk about them. I have to go look them up. My mind makes me go, are there any women in the Bible that did anything? Because there's no way God can make men do everything when women can do, they're the yin and yang. So that means they got a special power and we got a special power. So how's he only gonna make us do stuff? It's stupid to even think like that. And then I looked at my life and said, well, when you think back in all your younger, deepest knowledge that got you focused on the right track, who told it to you? And I always think, a woman. Wasn't a man. Y'all niggas told me run the streets and treat every woman the same. Do what you want with them and all this other sucker shit. And I knew not to listen to y'all because I said, nah, I got a mama. And I don't want nobody to do that to my mama, dog. Fuck you talking about? So, I hope I'm making sense out of all of this. I'm talking real fast and jumping from thing to thing, but it's all about life, so it ain't thing to thing. The ones that need to know will know, and the ones that don't get it won't get it. They'll just think I'm just, I hope you guys having a good day. I keep watching videos that keep saying something's coming, and everybody's seeing it. It's not like everybody ain't watching other people around the world getting destroyed by my mother, the earth. And, I gotta make this Oshun video today. Maybe that'll explain more of things, because I know when I heard this Oshun video, I said, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense of why you're very protective of women. Makes sense of why you've always searched for these woman spirits that are good, because I'm not beat to think that all angels or whatever is just gonna be man. That's stupid. God ain't gonna want no sources fest. I don't want to be around all dudes. It said that the Lord has angels that sing to him all day non-stop, praising his glory and infinite wisdom. I think those might be women. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like women, like Michael Jackson sounded really good, but Whitney Houston, you know what I mean? When she sings, I get the goosebumps. When I hear Mariah Carey and all these really good old singers and stuff, like go back to the 50s and old songs of females you don't know, and then listen to their songs and watch how you feel. Watch how you feel something when they start singing and stuff. You feel things, not just, you know what I mean, bobbing your head. It's cause a female's voice, I don't know, it has power. Just like a man's voice. But it's different. Because we're supposed to teach different sides of the yin and yang. And I realized, through all my trials and tribulations and looking at history and what is real and other people actually can say is fact, there have been women that have done the most courageous things, and there have men that have done what we would consider the most feminine or whatever. Like, had they had that love, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what they known for, is love. They wasn't known, they ain't that, like, to create and give birth to something, wouldn't that be more, what we say, female? So when a man's creating music, a building, anything, as soon as you start trying to bring something in this world, aren't you being feminine? Oh, I'm gonna fuck with y'all up today. I'm gonna fuck y'all up today. I'm gonna have y'all just thinking like, wait up. No, this nigga ain't just turn my manliness into a feminine. Nah, it's a manly feminine thing. It's our way to create. They get to create too the same way. But we all know what that ultimate creation is. Right? That baby. Get it? But we hold the seed. So get it?